equation of a hyperbola. So this is the standard equation of a hyperbola in horizontal orientation. X squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared is equal to 1. If our hyperbola is vertical, we will use y squared over a squared minus x squared over b squared is equal to 1. So take note, ang ilang difference sa to ang ellipse. Sa ellipse, this is addition. But here in hyperbola, this is subtraction. Okay? So, ma-plus gali ni siya, this is the standard equation of an ellipse. Kung minus gani siya, this is the standard equation of a hyperbola. Take note, in ellipse, sa ellipse, ang ato ang formula is a squared plus b squared, a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared. Because ang ellipse na to, pinakadako nga, if this is a horizontal ellipse, pinakataas na segment from is the vertices. While here in hyperbola, ang c ang pinakataas. C squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Why? Because in the ellipse, if this is a hyperbola, so kani siya ang center here. So here is the vertex 1 and here is the vertex 2. Pero the focus is somewhere here. So mas taas ang segment from focus 1 to focus 2 than the value of the vertex, which is A man siya. So this time, focus is greater. The endpoints of the focus is greater than A squared and B squared. Okay? So the equation of the asymptotes can be determined by replacing 1 in the standard equation by 0. So if we're going to make it 0 ang atong equation sa atong standard equation, we can get the equation of our asymptotes. Okay, equate lang na siya sa 0, makuha na nato kung unsa ang value sa ato ang asymptotes or equation of our asymptotes. Okay, so another one, the standard equation of a hyperbola in horizontal orientation. So this is mani siya imong timahan. If the x part is positive, therefore the hyperbola is horizontal. Here in this equation, ang atong x part ang positive, the y part is negative because of this one. Therefore, our hyperbola is horizontal. Another one, if the y part is positive, the hyperbola is vertical. The y part here is positive, while the x part is negative. Therefore, our hyperbola is vertical. So, in the ellipse, ang tanaw na to kung unsa ang value sa a squared o sa b squared. Kaya kung asa ang dako nga denominator, that's mo na siya ang major axis. But here in hyperbola, wala inana nga pattern. The pattern that we should be looking for is if it is positive sign ang x or negative sign ang x, or positive ang y or negative ang y. That's the pattern that we are going to look at to see the orientation of our hyperbola. Because pwede ni mag-exchange ang iyahang ang value sa denominator sa itong hyperbola. Sometimes A is greater than B, sometimes B is greater than A. Basta, ang pinakataas sa ilaha na segment is the from center to foci. Okay. So this is the standard equation of the hyperbola in horizontal orientation. So we will just equate it with 0, replace 1 and equate it by 0, so we can determine the equation of the asymptotes. Asymptote lines. So these are just lines, mga asymptotes. So if this is our hyperbola opening to the left or opening to the right, we expect this one. Kani siya nga equation. Y is equal to positive negative b over ax. So ang iyahang, remember the segment is here. That's for A and this is for B. So therefore, the rise is B while the run is A. A. That's the rise and the run of our asymptote. Diri pod, the rise is B and the run is A. But negative ni siya kay pa-down man. Kani kay pa-up man, so positive, pa-right, positive. Here, pa-down, negative. Pa-right, that's positive. So y is equal to plus minus b over ax. But if our equation is this one, y squared over a squared minus x squared over b squared is equal to 1. So we will just equate with 0. We could get this. Baliktad iyahang asymptote. Y is equal to plus minus a over b x. So if our hyperbola looks like this one, opening to upward and downward, so mo ni siya ang ato ang asymptote. So ang iyahang, so kanina siya ang value sa a here, a, and then mo ni siya ang, let's say, the b o co-vertex. So the rise will be A while the run is B. So A over B. So positive na siya here, kani siya nga asymptote, but diri sa right side, ang rise niya is pababa and then ang run is to the right side. So negative A over B x. So remember that if the orientation of our hyperbola is horizontal, b over ax. If our standard equation is vertical, a over b x.